Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for our September the 9th County Commission meeting. I will be doing the open court invocation and pledge, roll call, approval of minutes, and then we will take our nominations for the chair. Tonight we've asked Commissioner Brian Beathard to lead us in the invocation, and Commissioner, yep, he's here.
Been a while since you've done
Yeah,
this.
it has. Yeah, you know it has. We will ask, who'd you ask me to do, Tommy? Okay. Commissioner, would you do the pledge? Thank you. Brian?
May we pray? Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day and for all your many blessings. Thank you for this time we have to come together as a commission. We ask your blessings over this body as we make the decisions that affect this county and its residents. We ask you to watch over those who watch over us, the military, the first responders, those sheriff deputies who are standing here tonight. Keep them safe as they work diligently to keep us safe. We ask you to be with Jeff Wigby's family tonight as they are in the hospital. We pray that everything goes well there. And we ask these things in your precious and holy name. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time I would ask the county commissioners to log in so that we have a record of your attendance tonight. Everyone push their yes button that wants to. Mrs. Anderson, would you record the votes, please?
We have 22 present, 2 late.
Thank you, ma'am. Item Roman numeral 4 on the agenda, the approval of the minutes of the regular July the 2019 County Commission meeting. Those copies were sent to you under prior cover. Thank you. Proper motion and second. Changes, corrections, deletions? Yes.
I did notice one on page 45, and it's more of a graphical error. I think it's important to have it right. It's,
Please.
page 45, that first table is labeled, all the votes are labeled yes, and one column should be no.
Thank you. Other corrections? I see none. You ready to vote? All in favor of the minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? So as we always do on the first Monday in September, we pick a new county commission chairman. It's a one-year term. I'll entertain a motion.
Nominate Tommy Little.
Second.
Proper motion and seconded by Commissioner Lathers. Others? I see none. You ready to vote? The nominee has been put forth. It's Commissioner Tommy Little from the Nolensville community. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, let the records reflect. Commissioner Little is the chairman for one more year. Thank you. Congratulations, Tommy.
Do the vice chair now? Or, if there's no objections, we will go ahead and have the vice chair election at this time. We'll open the floor for nominations for vice chair.
Nominate Commissioner Steve Smith.
Commissioner Dwight Jones II. Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Congratulations. Okay. Next, citizens' communications. Had no citizens' communications, so now we move on to communications and messages. We have several late filed resolutions. I think all but one of them was actually heard in committee. They were late filed more or less by a clerical error and not really filed late. But we have late filed 9, 19, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, and 43. 42 and 43 were passed out at your desk. 40 will come after appropriations. The others will be under other. And only 42 and 43 are not on the agenda, and they will both be at the very end of the. You have a revised agenda at your desk that has all of the resolutions on it. So are there any objections to hearing these late filed resolutions? Hearing none, we'll add them to the agenda. Also, while I'm making announcements, to note that our next November meeting, which is usually on the Monday, with Monday being, that's right, the October meeting, to be the November meeting, will be on Veterans Day, so that will be moved to the Tuesday by our rules. So just to get it on your calendar that our meeting in November will be on the Tuesday, the 12th, instead of Monday, the 11th. Next, we have some proclamations. This will call on Rogers.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and County Commissioners. Congratulations again, Commissioner Little and Commissioner Steve Smith. First proclamation we have is the National Voter Registration Proclamation. I'll present to Chad. Allow me to read that, please. Whereas the National Association of Secretaries of State has declared the month of September as National Voter Registration Month, and Tuesday, September the 24th, 2019, is National Voter Registration Day. And whereas it's important to remember the sacrifices of many Americans in the cause of suffrage and in their honor, exercise our civic duty by participating in the electoral processes by voting. And whereas the citizens of Williamson County have consistently ranked as the #1 county in voter participation in 3 out of the last 4 November general elections among all 95 counties in Tennessee, including the highest percentage of turnout at 67.9% in the November 2018 midterm election. And whereas the state of Tennessee is among 38 states with an online voter registration system which has streamlined the process by which voters may register to vote and has improved the efficiency for election results. So therefore resolved that I, as the mayor, do hereby proclaim the entire month of September, and it shall be observed as National Voter Registration Month, and Tuesday, September the 24th, shall be observed as National Voter Registration Day. I encourage all of us in our community organizations to join me and recognize the importance and the privilege and the responsibility of voting. Chad?
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, thank you this evening. I wanted to bring your attention to a couple of things going on with our office the next few weeks. Beginning tomorrow and the next 2.5 weeks, our office will be conducting voter registration drives in each public and private high school in the county. So if you have platforms in which you wish to share that information to your constituents, I would encourage you to do so. Also, in the last couple of weeks, we've signed a contract for new voting equipment. We'll have our first demonstration for that equipment on Tuesday, September the 24th, which is National Voter Registration Day. That will be from 4 to 6 p.m. down in our early voting area of the building. So if you have any questions, I'd be glad to entertain them, but I think you have quite a lengthy agenda, so you may not have any.
Any questions? All right, seeing none, thank you.
Thank you.
second proclamation we have this evening, and I would ask the ladies to come on up here. There's quite a few of them.
Remind me when we get to it. So we'll bring all that up.
Just come on, fill in there. The only one you have to watch out for is the attorney. That's don't. So this is a proclamation, whereas the Constitution of the United States of America, the guardian of our liberties, embodies the principles of limited government in a republic dedicated to rule by law. And whereas September the 17th, 2019 marks the 232nd anniversary of the framing of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention. And whereas the United States Constitution stands as a testament to the excuse me, of the Americans throughout history to maintain their liberties, their freedoms, and inalienable rights, and it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this document in its memorial anniversary and to the patriotic celebrations which will commence it. And whereas the celebration of the Constitution was started by the Daughters of the American Revolution in 1955, DAR petitioned Congress to set aside September the 17th through the 23rd annually to be dedicated for the observance of Constitution Week. The resolution was later adopted by the U.S. Congress and signed into public law on August the 2nd, 1956 by President Dwight D. Eisenhower. And whereas the Williamson County DAR chapters include Old Glory, John Nolan, Travelers Rest, Sarah Polk, Brigadier General Richard Wynn, and Public Law 915 guarantees the issuance of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America designating September the 23rd as Constitution Week. It's therefore be resolved that I, as the mayor, by virtue of the authority invested in me as the mayor of Williamson County, do hereby proclaim the week of September the 17th to the 23rd as Constitutional Week. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Somebody want to say something?
Come here, Mr. Anderson. Okay. Make sure you can see us. How you doing back there? Squat. If I can get a picture of Roger squat.
Y'all want to say anything?
Next Sunday to come to the bell ringing at the Capitol. We'd like to invite all of you to join us next Sunday at the state capitol for our annual bell ringing in honor of our Constitution Week.
What's the timing?
And if you can't make it to Nashville, come to Williamson County Library's Constitution Week celebration, Sunday 2 to 4. Thank you.
The time of the bell ringing.
The bell ringing is up at the state capitol at 2 p.m. on Sunday, the 15th.
Thank you. Okay, is that all? Now it's back to Rogers for county reports. You're the man of the hour tonight.
Mr. Chairman, County Commissioner, I'll ask Nina to come up first, kind of give us a snapshot of the county over the last 60 days. And then we'll have several presentations after hers. Nina?
Thank you, Mayor and Commission. Have several reports for you this evening. Just jump in and get started with those. The first report is the budget report for June 30, 2019. These are our final numbers after our closeout for the 2018-19 fiscal year. We also have the budget report for the month end of July, which starts up our new year for the 19-20 fiscal year. Nothing unusual on either of those reports. Also in your packet is the Cool Springs Conference Center statements. You have your June statement. We had a profit of $29,231. In the month of July, there was a loss of $63,264. There's also included in your packet a summary of the variance for the loss in July. For the education impact fee reports, the first three columns are your totals for your fiscal year-end collections for 2017, 2018, and 2019. Our total collections to date is $39,986,873. The total allocated for projects this far is the $6.6 million. Total paid under protest is $11.7 million, with $21.5 million available for allocation. Your privilege tax report for the month of July is in your packet. We had collections of $1.3 million for the month. Also in your report is our final year-end report for the budget summary. I include these in your packets in July, but those are estimates at that time because we've not actually closed our books by the time we meet. And these are our final year-end numbers for your estimated beginning fund balance, which is your ending fund balance for the previous year. The next report is from the State of Tennessee Local Finance Department. The approval of the tax and revenue anticipation note for the 2020 budget. Each year, these are approved in our July meeting. These have to be submitted to the state for their review. And this is the letter where they have approved that note. The last 2 years, we've not needed to borrow that money, but we do have this in place in case we need that for the cash flow. Also in your packet is the Williamson County Debt Management Policy. This is part of the Governor's 3-Star Program that we submit this to you each year. There have not been any changes from the previous year. This is also on file with the Tennessee Department of Local Finance. This is on our county website under the Budget Department. I have that website linked there. Also on the website is the updated debt summary. We usually give out those books in the September meeting. They are quite thick, so we thought we could just put these on the website this year. But if you do need those printed, just give me a call and I'll try to print you one out. That's all of my reports.
Are there any questions of Nina? Yes.
I'm sorry I didn't give you a heads up on what I'm fixing to ask you here, but on the conference center, I read their reason why we're $63,000 in the hole. It didn't make sense to me because they were saying we lost a contract that we had last year, but if you look at last year's number, we also lost $50,000 last year. Do y'all question that more than what they just give us? I guess what I'm saying, they said they lost two different events at $115,000, which would make up this difference pretty much. But they lost $50,000 last year too, and $30,000. It seems like July is always a month that we lose a ton of money anyways.
It is historically just that time of year. The operations are down at that point in time. But we did end the year with the last year with the overall net profit.
Oh, yeah, I guess I was just concerned with just that month, their explanation why they didn't I mean, last year we lost the same amount, and if we had that group in there last year, it didn't make sense. We lost that much anyways, so.
I think the previous year had been a loss of another contract.
Okay.
Are there any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, we have several reports on my immediate left, sitting on the front row. Many of you know Matt Largen. We're going to have a report tonight from Elizabeth. I'll ask Matt to come up and then he can identify and name his team. We want to keep you in the loop of the activity that's going on in our county. So we've asked them to do quarterly reports so they can come and address any questions or concerns that you may have. Matt?
Thanks, Mayor. I appreciate that. Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, my name is Matt Largen, President and CEO of Williamson, Inc. We're the county's Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development Agency, and are proud of the fact that we've been working on a contract basis for you all on behalf of the citizens for the last, I guess, probably 7 or 8 years now. Tonight, you're going to hear specifically from Elizabeth McCreary. She's our Chief Economic Development Officer, but also with us, and I know you all know Kel McDowell, Head of Government Relations, and a newer employee, Nathan Zipper. He's in business recruitment and economic development and comes to us from fundraising at Vanderbilt. So at this point, I'll turn it over to Elizabeth, who'll give a brief report, and then we're happy to take questions from the group as well. Elizabeth?
Yep. Thanks, Matt. Thank you, Commissioners, for having us tonight. Appreciate it. You do have in front of you a list that we created that's basically our highlights for the last year. Out of respect for your time, I'm not going to read those to you, but I do want to go over just a couple of them to make sure that you understand what we're doing and have an idea of what's been going on. So what you'll see pretty quickly here is that our primary focus is really around small business development and entrepreneurship. So one of the things that we've been able to do that we're really proud of this year is our partnership with the Heritage Foundation. So we're going to be opening a new Center for Innovation. It should be opening next year. That's going to focus on those small businesses and entrepreneurs who may not be able to get off the ground. The idea is that get from your kitchen sink or your kitchen table to the next level. So how do we help those organizations move forward? So you'll see that coming up. We will absolutely have announcements as we progress with that. We were able to get a grant from the state of Tennessee to help with the build out of that building. So that's a really good gem for us. We're excited to be able to partner with the Heritage Foundation on that program. There are a couple other things that we started in the last year or so since we talked to you last. So I think most of you are aware of Manufacturing Day. That's an opportunity for us to take our school students out into the business community and give them an idea of what real world looks like. So this year we added to that, we started our STEAM Day as well. So then we're opening up for the science, technology, engineering students, arts and mathematics. So it's just one more way for us to allow the students to have that real world business experience that they may not get every day in a classroom setting. Couple other things we do are our roundtables. That allows peer-to-peer networking for our executives. And again, these are all focused on business retention and helping our local companies grow. Williamson Forward is a trip that we partner with the Chamber of Commerce on. It's really meant as a study trip. So we may be the greatest county in the country, but there are still some things that we can learn from others. And that's an opportunity for us to take you're all invited to join us, as well as our business leaders to see what's going on in other places and things that we might be able to bring back here. You'll also see us as the regional collaborators. So we're there as your liaison when we're working on the Southern Corridor Transportation Study. And then, of course, expansion, relocation, and retentions. Those are the things that get the most attention. We are very proud of the work that we put into bringing Mitsubishi here. That particular company, we're excited to say, you're looking at almost 200 jobs, but at least 150 of those are going to be local Williamson County people who are going to have access to a better opportunity. So we're excited for those. Again, I'm not going to read the rest of the sheet to you, but if you've got questions, I am more than happy to do that.
Any questions? Seeing none.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, I would like now to ask Todd Horton and Steve Martini to come up along with Scott We are receiving an award tonight. I will let Todd introduce the appropriate people and the designation of each. Todd?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Commissioner, and members of the commission. I want to thank you for the opportunity to stand here and represent the Volunteer Fire Service tonight. And I have 4 individuals here with me. I have Chief Gene Kraft with the Arrington Volunteer Fire Department. I also have with me Chief Brian Jones with the Williamson Fire Rescue. I have Captain Tim Reed with the Williamson County Rescue Squad, and I have Patrick Irwin representing the Nolensville Volunteer Fire Department. And these 4 individuals represent approximately 330 volunteer firefighters that serve Williamson County. I also have here with me Scott Hughes, who's with the Williamson County Emergency Management Agency, who helps facilitate most of the training that is undergone with the Volunteer Fire Service. And I want to especially recognize and invite to the podium Jeff Elliott, who's the Fire Service Programs Director for the Tennessee Fire and Codes Academy, to make a presentation to you tonight. Jeff?
Well, I appreciate y'all giving me an opportunity to be here. And this is very meaningful to me because I started my career path as a volunteer firefighter here in this county, so I'm glad to come back tonight. But each year, as the Tennessee Fire and Codes Academy closes out our year, we recognize fire departments that exceeded 1,000 or more student contact hours. Put that in perspective for y'all, this year, 70 fire departments across the state, which represents approximately 10% of the fire departments recognized in Tennessee, had 1,000 or more contact hours. But I'm very pleased to say that there were 8 departments that exceeded 4,000 or more contact hours. And tonight, Williamson County is being recognized for having 8,336 contact hours represented among these 4 departments. That's Arrington, Nolensville, Williamson County Rescue Squad, and Williamson County Fire Rescue. So we're very much pleased that the leadership of these departments, the men and women that represent these departments, are dedicated to excellence and committed themselves to training. And thank you for being here.
Before Todd gets away, I would like to ask him about
Todd?
the recruitment program.
Todd,
Tell
could you
Scott.
come back up? They want to ask a question about the recruitment program that we've got going on, either you or Scott. Scott would probably address those a little better.
He would. We just like to hear about it. We hear it's going well, so I'd like to hear some more about it. So,
Recruitment program is ongoing, as is the training program. We're currently averaging a start of a new recruit class 11 of the 12 months. Average student start numbers are 10. Our attrition rate is approximately 10% by the end of the training program. For last year, our final number of new firefighters trained was 123, of which 116 belong to Williamson County, sir.
that's great. So we hear that the state is modeling some of their stuff after what we're doing here. So, so congratulations on what you're doing there. We appreciate it. So, having a house that is burned down and been had by the volunteer fire departments, 3 or 4 of them come to it. I appreciate you muchly. So,
Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay. Are there any other questions or anything?
So there will be some news in the upcoming weeks. We are doing we are not, ISO, insurance service officers. You that are in the insurance business know what those terms mean. For those that are in the Flat Creek, College Grove, Bethesda communities, they're going to see some major differences in their homeowners insurance rates. That has not been published yet, so I can't give you exactly what all that means. But for the most part, a lot of our rural areas have been 9 and 10 or unprotected, and those will significantly change by the efforts of these men and women that train these new trainees and allows us to put them out into the fire station and respond in an appropriate way. Mr. Chairman, my final report or individual that was come up, I would ask that Gordon Hampton come up, we have a designation that he would like, and a small, I guess you're going to run the video on it?
Yes.
Okay. Gordon?
I think we need to put it.
Before we look at this, Mr. Chairman, thank you for letting me come up, Commissioners. We just wrapped up another outstanding summer of programming for the residents of Williamson County. And for your reading pleasure, I left each one of you a newsletter for the fall session. You'll look there, there's close to another 90 pages worth of programming that our staff is going to work very hard to make sure that we're serving all the members of the community. And everybody's district in here has different types of programming that will be available for people to and families to use. One of the things that we do every summer is Camp Will, and you're going to learn a little bit about that here in just a second. And so I have Tracy Hamby with me tonight, but before we talk about it any further, I want to show you a quick video from Daryl Waltrip. So we're going to boogity into this thing here real quick, if I can make sure I get it done right. Somebody help.
Hold on.
Well, hello again, and welcome to Hometown Hero number 95. Can you believe it? Getting closer to that 100 number, and when we get to 100, we're going to have a celebration. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to have a celebration, I promise you. But this morning, we have a special guest, another Hometown Hero. Tracy Hamby is here, and Tracy, how are you this morning? Good to see you. And you brought some friends with you. Who are your friends?
I have Kristen Hollis on this side and Jane McFadden on this side.
Is that your team?
This is part of my team.
Tell me a little bit about your camp.
So we run the Camp Will program. We're going into our 20-something year.
Wow.
And it was actually started by a group of families way back in the day, but it's a summer camp for kids with intellectual disabilities. So we've got campers that range in age from 6 through 23, and we offer camp.
Wow.
Arts and crafts, and swimming, and taekwondo, and dances with the DJ, bounce houses.
Sounds like fun.
Visits from the animal center, you name it, we do it.
What are the kids like at your camp?
So they range in their disability. We have campers with Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, autism. Our campers also vary in what they can and can't do. So you're going to see some folks that are more independent, but then we also have some folks that we provide support for, so they can be included as well too.
So where is this camp?
This past summer, we had 2 locations. We typically will use Williamson County schools as our locations. We're at Perry Creek Elementary School and Crockett Elementary School. So we love both administration. The principals are fabulous to work with. So with their support, we make this happen.
And how many kids normally come to camp?
60 campers per week per site. So we
my
average about 120 a week.
So-
We had over 150 this summer.
You must be a patient lady.
They are too.
They are too. Well, it's good to have you here this morning, and John Gallagher, who is our manager of this campus, I like calling it campus, has got a little something for you this morning.
Thank you so much.
To help out with camp. We've got a check for your charity.
Oh, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it.
And we've got our Hometown Hero trophy. Yes, ma'am.
Sure, our director gets to see this too, so thank you so much.
Well, I like checks and trophies, and I like being in Victory Circle, and that's what this is. Because you're a winner.
Thank you. So as you can see, we have the trophy here tonight. Nina has the check. It's been deposited. And I promise you, we're going to use that for Camp Will. I would like to introduce Tracy Hamby and let her just, if you couldn't hear some of that, let her just give you some of the highlights of Camp Will real quick.
Thank you so much for having me tonight. I appreciate your time and your support. We run the Camp Well program, so we service over 150 families each summer. Our campers range in age from 6 to 23, and we have folks from all over the county, and we do camp. We swim, we do relay races, we do bounce houses. We have a lot of fun, so we appreciate your support.
And I just want to wrap this up by saying I do appreciate your support. And I also want to recognize folks here from the Williamson County Schools. We partner with them. They do make the facilities available to us. Camp has grown significantly over the years with all the rising population in the county. And we went from one campsite to 2 campsites. We had one location in Franklin. We had the other one in Brentwood. And just to let you know, these camps fill up in about how many minutes? Minutes. If we had the ability, we could probably have twice that number, but I don't want her to run and scream and leave. So anyway, once again, thanks everybody for their support. Williamson County School System, thank you very much also.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Chairman, that concludes, I think, everything we're supposed to do tonight. I'll answer any questions that you may have.
Are there any questions? Thank you, Mayor. For the schools, I know Jason is not here. Leslie, all right.
We've got 2 resolutions before you tonight. Our enrollment is 41,450 as of the end of the first month. We're 133 off our enrollment projections, but that will increase once everybody statewide has entered and releases some of their students that have come here, and then we've done the same. And if you have any other questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, thank you.
Thanks.
Wait a minute, wait, we got one. Leslie, come back, we got one.
Leslie, what's the enrollment at the the EIC Center?
I think it's 130.
And what's the capacity for enrollment that we have there?
400?
It depends on how we enroll, but we could take, where our hope would be to grow to 1,000 students at some point.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions? Next, we have Williamson Medical Center. I think we have Bo Butler and Julie here from the hospital.
Good evening. Thank you for having me here tonight. There are countless remarkable things happening at Williamson Medical Center every day, but I just wanted to give you an update on a few exciting things that we have going on. Due to a generous donor, we have been able to expand our breast health center to better meet the needs of our growing community and the patients we serve. The center has been granted a 3-year reaccreditation from the National Accreditation Program for Breast Centers. We're also excited to add an additional physician to Williamson Medical Center's palliative care program. Dr. Samuel Webb will be practicing and seeing both inpatients and outpatients in our Williamson Medical Group Thompson Station location. In July, Williamson Medical Center EMS started our 1-year trial project where our critical care paramedics will be able to provide blood products in the field. If you remember, we are the 4th EMS department in the United States and the 1st in the state of Tennessee to offer this program. As everyone knows, high school football has started in Williamson County. That means you will see Williamson Medical Center dedicated athletic trainers and a Williamson Medical Center dedicated EMS staff member at all football games. And then Williamson is the only hospital in Tennessee to get a Medicare 5-star quality rating. Are there any questions?
That's amazing. Any questions? Commissioner Sturgeon?
Yeah, thanks for coming tonight. I'm glad there's somebody here from the hospital. I'm just concerned about the financials, the one sheet of information we have. So it shows a $15.3 million loss in the operating account and a $14.3 million loss in usable cash in just 1 month. Can you explain what's happening here?
So unfortunately, Paul Bolin had a family emergency and is unable to be here tonight, and I do not have the financials with me. I will be able to have him reach out to you tomorrow, and he can answer any questions that you have.
This is a huge loss, and I can't believe you have no information on it whatsoever.
No, ma'am, I do not have the financials with me tonight. We are
Well,
happy to answer the questions that you have, and I will have him reach out to you tomorrow.
It's a publicly owned hospital, so you can answer just my questions, but I think these are questions that the public needs to hear an answer to. So if you answer my questions off the record, then how's the public supposed to know what's going on with the hospital?
Well, we can be here next month and respond to any questions that you have.
I'll just be honest, I'm disappointed at the lack of information. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Are there any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other reports of county offices that we need tonight? Okay. A couple of recognitions that we haven't done. I believe we have State Representative Brandon Ogles here with us tonight. We will welcome him to with us. There he is. It's good to have you here tonight. Also want to thank the sheriff for being here and his deputies for being here, providing us security tonight. We're always glad to have them and their support. All right, moving on. Okay, well, we do need, there is one more announcement we'd like to do. I would like to move, since we have some people here for this resolution 9-19-19 to first in the agenda after we have the elections and the recess. We'll call it up as our first. If there's no objections, we'd like to do that one first. Are there any objections? All right, so move 9-19-19 to first on your agenda.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
9-19-17 also, there might be some people here for that one as well. I don't know. That's the speed limit, lowering the speed limit. Could we move that one up as well? Or? I don't know. I just assumed there might be some.
Is there anyone here for the speed limit resolution on Meeks Road?
Okay, well, then we'll keep it where it is.
All right, thank you. Okay, at this time, we'll move on with elections and appointments. We have committees first. First is the Budget Committee. These are by statute appointed by the mayor. Be Chairman Paul Webb. Committee members of Judy Herbert, Chaz Morton, Barb Sturgeon. We'll entertain a motion. Commissioner White-Jones. Second. Commissioner Smith, the second. Any questions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. Purchasing and insurance will be Commissioners Hester, Landrum, Mason, and Story. Got Commissioner Webb the motion, Commissioner Lathers the second. Any questions on this one? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have appointment for the Disciplinary Review Board. We have a vacancy. This is nominated by the sheriff and confirmed by the commission. The nomination is Teresa Ann Pike. Entertain a motion. Commissioner Dwight Jones the motion, Commissioner Beathard the second. Any questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. At this time, we will take a recess for our rotating committee assignments. These were in your packet. We will meet as a group for the paired districts and select who. The handout tells you which ones you are eligible to serve on and which ones you aren't. Elect a spokesperson to report who you have for each one, and we will take a 5-minute recess to do this. Usually doesn't take long. We'll start with 5. We'll see if we can get it done in 5 minutes. We have a lengthy agenda. Okay. You got your list ready?
Yes, sir.
For the, first, we have the Human Resources Committee, District 1 and 2. Districts 3 and 4. Districts 5 and 6. 6 and 7. No, 7 and 8, excuse me. 9, 10.
Just for clarification, this is HR, correct?
HR Committee, yes.
Robbie Bill.
And 11, 12. So for the Human Resources Committee would be Ricky Jones, Chad Story, Beth Lothers, Barb Sturgeon, Robbie Beal, and Steve Smith. Entertain a motion? All right, I'm sorry I missed.
Jones and Tunnicliffe.
Commissioner Jones for the motion, Commissioner Tunnicliffe the second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? This one meets on the third Monday night of each month. It's 5:30. Next, we have Parks and Recreation, Districts 1 and 2.
Betsy Hester.
Districts 3 and 4.
Greg Lawrence.
Districts 5 and 6.
Paul Webb.
Districts 6 and 7 and 8.
Tony Cliff.
9, 10.
David Lander.
And 11, 12. All right, for Parks and Recreation, we have Betsy Hester, Greg Lawrence, Paul Webb, Tom Tunnicliffe, David Landrum, Sean Iola. Entertain a motion. Commissioner Webb the motion, Commissioner Jones the second. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. This one meets on the first Tuesday at 5:30 of each month. Next, we have the Rules Committee, District 1 and 2.
Judy Herbert.
Districts 3 and 4.
Jennifer Mason.
District 5 and 6.
Aaron Nations.
7, 8.
Jerry Rainey.
9, 10.
Matt Williams.
And 11, 12.
Brian Beathard.
For the Rules Committee, we have Commissioners Judy Herbert, Jennifer Mason, Aaron Nation, Jerry Rainey, Matt Williams, Brian Beathard. Entertain a motion.
Second.
Commissioner Webb the motion, Commissioner Jones the second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
They are set to meet at 4:30 on September 19th.
The Rules
Yes, sir.
Rules Committee is set to meet at 4:30? 4:30, September 19th. They usually meet only in October and November, and then again as needed. Steering Committee, Districts 1 and 2.
Dwight Jones.
3, 4.
Keith Hudson.
5, 6. 7, 8. 9, 10.
Chaz Morton.
11, 12. Steering Committee will be Commissioners Dwight Jones, Greg Lawrence, nope, Keith Hudson, I marked the wrong one, excuse me. Keith Hudson, Tommy Little, Bert Chalfont, Chaz Morton, Dana Osbrook. Entertain a motion? Commissioner Webb the motion, Commissioner Dwight Jones the second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. This committee is set to meet September 19th at 5:30. It usually also only meets once or twice and then anytime needed. So that has our, all right. If you have committee requests, you need to email or call the office or email Diane your committee request before the 19th when we meet. So if you have any requests for committees, first, second, let us know. Any questions? All right, moving on with the agenda. Consent agenda first. Next, we'll do the consent agenda. This was in your packet. I think the only thing in it is notaries. Entertain a motion.
Second.
Commissioner Dwight Jones, the motion. Commissioner Chalfont, the second. let's see, do we vote this, don't we? Load it in the machine. Any questions on the consent agenda? You're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. We did. We did. Betsy? All right. Any wish to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
Okay, 24 yes, 0 no.
All right, resolution passes. The consent agenda passes. Okay, next we will move up this resolution, we'll move up Resolution 9-1919. Resolution to name a bridge located on Henpeck Lane in honor of the late Lance Corporal Marvin H. Mark Perkins for his military service to the United States of America. Commissioner Herbert and Hester? Commissioner Herbert, the motion. Commissioner Hester, the second. The Highway Commission was 5-4, 0 against. Budget Committee? Explanation, please.
Okay, this resolution is to name a bridge on Henpeck Lane in honor of Corporal Mark Perkins. He was a former outstanding football player at Page High. He joined the Marines upon graduation. He was off duty, and he and others went to assist their buddies when Druce gunners began shelling the Marine base in Beirut, and a mortar shell was fired, killing him and 7 other Marines. He is the only soldier that graduated from Page High that was killed in war. His sister Gina and his good friend Barry Owen are here with us tonight, and the commission wants to thank Mark Perkins for his service and sacrifice to our country.
Commissioner Hester?
I would just like to thank the representatives of Mr. Perkins, of Lance Corporal's Perkins family and friends for being here tonight. It's an honor to name this bridge for him.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, could the family and friends stand so they
Would
can
you
be
like-
recognized? Is that
Stand to
okay?
be recognized.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Would the family like to say anything at this time? You're welcome to.
Thank you.
Okay.
My brother and I both, he's not here, he's in Texas. We're just so lost for work.
Of course, we hadn't voted yet either. Okay. All right, any other questions or comments? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. All in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Mr. Jones, that's... Anyone wish to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-1, resolution of the Williamson County Board of County Commission to approve an intent to fund of up to $22,300,000 to complete the construction of a central middle school. Commissioner Beal?
Move for approval. Second.
Commissioner Smith, the second. School board was 12-4, 0 against. Education Committee?
5-4, 0 against.
Budget Committee?
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
In February of this year, this commission approved $25 million for the construction of Central Middle School. This amount actually begins and completes, hopefully, the construction of that school.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-2, resolution amending the 2019-2020 general purpose school budget, $653,699 for 4 additional early childhood education classrooms from fund balance. Commissioner Beal?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Dwight Jones, the second. School Board was 12-4-0 against. Education Committee?
5-4-0 against.
Budget Committee?
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
Because there's been an increase in children ages 3 to 5 needing early childhood education, the schools requested 2 additional classrooms. The list of expenses are shown on the resolution.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-3, resolution adopting the capital projects fund budget for the Williamson County Adequate Facilities Tax, the Williamson County Adequate School Facilities Tax, and the Williamson County Education Impact Fee for the 2019-2020 fiscal year. Commissioner Smith?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Dwight Jones, the second. Budget Committee?
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
This is a change in procedure that State Audit Department has requested that everybody make. It involves specific projections, including anticipated interest revenue on these various funds for the year. And this is simply to report those results to you and get approval for us to report to the state.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-4, initial resolution authorizing the issuance of not to exceed $32,600,000 of general obligation bonds of Williamson County, Tennessee. Commissioner Smith?
Move for approval.
Second.
Commissioner Lathers, the second. Budget Committee?
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
You see in the be it resolved there, the the various projects that are being considered for being included in this general obligation bond issuance. This will be advertised, and then we will get a final bond resolution to vote on. But this is just the preliminary that allows us to advertise it.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-5, resolution appropriating and amending the 2019-20 solid waste budget by $85,008, revenues to come from state grant funds and unappropriated solid waste fund balance. Commissioner Smith?
Move for approval.
Second.
Commissioner Osbrook's the second. Budget Committee?
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
This is a combination of previous year grant funds being brought forward and current year grant funds for the solid waste department.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-6, resolution appropriating and amending the 2019-20 assessor's budget by $8,235,061 for educational incentive salary supplements, revenues to come from state funds. I'm sorry? Oh, $8,235.61.
Excuse me.
Just want to see if I can catch that. Commissioner Smith?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Dwight Jones, the second. Budget Committee?
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
We have this every year. We receive state funds for individuals in the property assessor's office for educational incentives.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-7. Resolution appropriating and amending the 2019-20 library budget by $69,865.71. Revenues to come from donations, contributions, and fines. Commissioner Webb?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Dwight Jones, the second. Library Board?
6-4-0 against.
Budget Committee?
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
As you can see from the document in front of us, this is donations and fine collection. Donations include that from the city of Franklin. And then expenditures are for internet costs as well as other media and some of the gift items. It's not gifts, it's basically supplies used in the library, not in the other budget areas.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wish to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-8, resolution appropriating and amending the 2019-20 capital projects budget by $41,285.19 for the purchase of election commission voting machines, revenues to come from unappropriated county general funds. Commissioner Smith?
Move for approval.
Second.
Commissioner Osbrooks, the second. Budget Committee?
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
You heard Chad refer to earlier the purchase of new voting equipment for all of our precincts. We received approximately $470,000 to offset the cost of the machines. What we're doing with the $41,000 is prepaying for a 5-year license and warranty agreement on those machines. That'll save us about $17,000 over the 5 years.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume.
Yep.
I'm sorry. All right, Commissioner Williams?
Just a quick question, and it might just be the way it's worded, but in the fourth whereas, it says the actual cost of the machines exceeded budgeted projections, but then it goes on to say savings of 70. I don't know if it came in under budgeted projections or if it exceeded budgeted projections.
I don't have that information. Chad's here.
Yeah.
Commissioner, the actual purchase price with the licensing and warranties would be $1,458,000. So our line item for that was just under what we needed. So when we get the reimbursement from the state of Tennessee, we will get $470,000 back. And we have to pay for the voting machines first before we can be reimbursed through Help America Vote Act funds. Does that answer your question?
So are we 17,000 over the budgeted, or are we 17,000 under the budget?
Oh, well, it's over, the licensing and the warranties are for a 5-year period. So the vendor actually cut us a deal by allowing us to, they cut us a deal for us paying the licensing and warranties up front, if that makes any sense. So if we didn't pay it up front, it would be really expensive for the next 5 years. It would be about $80,000 a year.
Okay, I see what you're saying. All right.
So, any other questions? Yes.
I'm still confused, I'm sorry, because it says the actual cost of the machine exceeded budgeted projections, which means the machines cost more than we thought it would.
Right.
For the license and warranty agreement for a 5-year period. Then it says resulting in a savings. So we either need to reword that,
No, can I-
or there
let
is
me help-
something.
You want to, you take it, okay.
It's intended to mean that if you had paid the maintenance over the 5-year period, you would pay $17,000 more than paying it up front.
So can we
That's-
word
So that's
that?
where the savings is over the 5-year period on the maintenance side.
Right.
And the addition of that cost of the 5-year maintenance put the total project over budget by $41,000.
But that's not what that says, and if we're sitting here
not.
trying to figure it out, then it's not very well worded. It needs to be worded to reflect that somebody reading it understands that and doesn't have all these people explaining it to them, because when I read that, it's contradictory. And I don't know how you word it to where it's not a exceeded budget and then a savings.
If you wanted to, I'm sorry, I can't discuss, so tell them what they need to do is make a fifth whereas saying that there would be a savings.
It's the fourth whereas that is confusing me.
Add a fifth where, moving that.
Well, you could either add a fifth whereas, or you can say that it exceeded budgeted projections by $41,285.19 due to the addition of this, resulting in an approximate savings of $17,000 in maintenance costs over the period. Maintenance and licensing costs over the period.
So the actual cost that exceeded budget, excuse me, is the $41,285.19. And because we're paying it all at once, we're saving $17,000.
Yep.
I got it. So the way you explained it, that we amend it, makes sense versus what I'm reading right here. So I would make a motion to amend the fourth whereas to reflect that.
You want to read that?
Okay. All right. All right. The amendment would be, after the word projections, add by $41,285.19. Yeah. If you want to just type provide verbiage, we'll give you the hand copy. All right, then after 17,000, add in maintenance and licensing over the 5-year period. Our warranty and licensing over the 5-year period. Okay, is that clear?
Well, do we need to add by paying for it up front? The savings is because we're paying for it all at once, resulting in approximate savings of $17,000, et cetera, by paying for it.
Well, I think by
Upfront.
saying you've added the costs in the first clause, I don't think you have to add it again, but you
Okay.
can if you want.
I guess I like redundancy.
Okay. Are y'all okay with voice voting the amendment without them having to type all that in? All right, all in favor of the amendment, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries as amended. So now we'll vote. Any questions on the resolution as amended? Okay, if you're in favor of the resolution as amended, press your yes button, opposed your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes.
Make sure I second that amendment, just
Okay,
so we
did you-
get.
We got that?
Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you. I don't think I ever recognized it, so thank you. Resolution 9-19-8, resolution appropriating and amending the 2019-20 capital projects budget by, that's the one we just did. I've got two copies of it.
Yeah, you got mine that I wrote my notes on.
That's all right. Got me out of a rhythm here. Resolution 9-19-9, resolution appropriating and amending the 2019-20 Health Department budget by $2,199.94, revenues to come from state grant funds. Commissioner Smith?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Hester, the second. Public Health Committee?
Public Health Committee is 5-4, 0 against.
Budget Committee?
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
These are state grant funds. This is first of a four-part grant award.
There was an amendment at the Budget Committee. We need to get into this.
Let's see. Yep. All right. In the caption, I would make a motion to amend where it says revenues from state grant funds, replace state grant funds with other state revenues. And under revenues, correct the account number to read 469900.
Proper motion, is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Osbrook's the second. The amendment is on the board. If you're in favor, any questions on the amendment? Seeing none, if you're in favor, press your yes button, opposed your no. Commissioner Williams is out. So, can you mark him as out? Commissioner Williams is out. Okay, all right. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
23 yes, 1 absent.
The amendment passes. Now we're back to the resolution as amended. Any questions on the resolution as amended? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
23 yes and 1 out.
Resolution passes as amended. Resolution 9-19-10, resolution appropriating and amending the 2019-20 Health Department budget by $20,000, revenues to come from unappropriated county general funds. Commissioner Smith?
Move for approval.
Second.
Commissioner Lathers, the second. Public Health Committee?
5-4, 0 against.
Budget Committee?
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
These are previously received grant funds that need to be brought forward to this year's budget in the Health Department.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wish to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
23 yes and 1 out.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-11, resolution appropriating and amending the 2019-20 Health Department budget by $5,250, revenues to come from unappropriated county general funds. Commissioner Smith?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Lathers, the second. Public Health Committee?
5-4, 0 against.
Budget Committee?
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
These are, again, previously received grant funds from the state in the Health Department budget, needs to be brought forward for this year's budget.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-12, resolution appropriating and amending the 2019-20 Health Department budget by $1,225, revenues to come from unappropriated county general funds. Commissioner Smith?
Move for approval.
Second.
Commissioner Hester, the second. Public Health Committee?
5-4, 0 against.
Budget Committee?
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
Again, these are previously received funds from Tennessee Department of Health, need to be brought forward for this year's budget.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. All in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Henderson.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 8-19-13, resolution appropriating and amending the 2019-20 Health Department budget by $3,148.07, revenues to come from unappropriated county general funds. Commissioner Smith?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Dwight Jones II, Public Health Committee?
5 for, 0 against.
Budget Committee?
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
Once again, in the Health Department, these are unexpended funds that need to be brought forward for this year's budget.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-18, resolution appropriating and amending the 2019-20 General Sessions budget by $30,000 for Williamson County's participation in the Electronic Monitoring Indigency Fund and authorizing the county mayor to execute a memorandum of understanding with the Department of Treasury, revenues to come from unappropriated county general fund and other state revenue. Commissioner Jones?
Move for approval.
Second.
Commissioner Smith, the second. Law Enforcement Public Safety?
6-4-0 against.
Budget Committee?
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
This is where the local government will spend $15,000 and the state will spend $15,000 to acquire these electronic monitoring devices.
And I think there was an amendment.
There was
that
an
at your desk?
amendment.
So-
Yes.
At budget, so. All right, so do you want to, it was at budget, do you want to present the amendment?
I will.
Okay.
So there's several parts to this. You have this, I think, in your packet at your desk. Amend the caption to replace $30,000 with $40,000. Amend the caption to delete and other state revenue. Amends the sixth whereas to delete the reference to DUI. Amend the second operative clause to read in its entirety. Be further resolved that the 2019-20 General Sessions budget be amended as followed. General fund balance, $40,000. Expenditures, contracted services, EMIF, $40,000.
Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Ricky Jones, the second. Again, these were, the explanation, you want to, it's on the board. It's pretty self-explanatory. Anybody have any questions about the amendment? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
The amendment passes. Now back to the resolution as amended. Are there any questions on the resolution as amended? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-21, resolution appropriating and amending the 2019-2020 Williamson County Sheriff's Office budget by $6,433.01, revenues to come from unappropriated county general funds. Commissioner Jones?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Dwight Jones II, Law Enforcement Public Safety,
6-4-0 against.
Budget Committee.
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
This is donations for our K-9 unit.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Commissioner Story? All right, anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-22, resolution appropriating and amending the 2019-20 miscellaneous public defenders and social workers budget by $65,000, revenues to come from federal to state grant funds. Commissioner Jones?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Dwight Jones II, Budget Committee, Law Enforcement Public Safety Committee.
6-4-0 against.
Budget Committee.
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
This is a grant that will be used for a public defender social worker.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Commissioner Smith, there he goes. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-23, resolution amending the 2019-20 General Sessions Veteran Courts budget by $101,000 and authorizing the Williamson County Mayor to sign a contract with the State Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services, revenues to come from federal grant through state grant funds. Commissioner Jones?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Dwight Jones II, Law Enforcement Public Safety.
6-4-0 against.
Budget Committee.
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
This is a grant to help veterans in need of these services that were listed in the resolution.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-24, resolution appropriating $62,045.98 to the 21st Judicial Recovery Court, revenues to come from dedicated account. Commissioner Jones?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Dwight Jones II, Law Enforcement Public Safety.
6-4-0 against.
Budget Committee.
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
These are court cost fines for treatment.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wish to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-25, resolution appropriating $38,176.86 to the 21st District Recovery Court, revenues to come from reserve account. Commissioner Ricky Jones?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Dwight Jones II, Law Enforcement Public Safety Committee.
6-4-0 against.
Budget Committee.
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
Much like the last resolution, these are court cost fines for treatment.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wish to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-26, resolution amending the 2019-20 General Sessions DUI Court budget by $40,821.67, revenues to come from federal through state grant funds. Commissioner Ricky Jones?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Dwight Jones II, Law Enforcement Public Safety.
6-4-0 against.
Budget Committee.
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
This is a federal grant that we'll be using for DUI court.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time, please. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-27. Resolution appropriating and amending the 2019-20 Williamson County General Sessions DUI Court budget by $399,031 for the DUI Court Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Grant, revenues to come from federal grant funds. Commissioner Ricky Jones.
Move for approval.
Commissioner Dwight Jones II. Law Enforcement Public Safety.
6-4-0 against.
Budget Committee.
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
Another grant that we have a good grant writer, and so this is the grant that we got through federal grant.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wish to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-28. Resolution appropriating and amending the 2019-20 Williamson County General Sessions DUI Court budget by $202,900.62 for the DUI Court Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Grant, revenues to come from federal grant funds. Commissioner Ricky Jones.
Move for approval.
Commissioner Dwight Jones II. Law Enforcement Public Safety Committee.
6-4-0 against.
Budget Committee.
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
Another grant that is federal grant that will be coming down to us.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-29. Resolution authorizing and amending the 2019-20 Williamson County General Sessions DUI Court budget by $64,500.67, revenues to come from unappropriated county general fund balance. Commissioner Ricky Jones.
Move for approval.
Commissioner Dwight Jones II. Law Enforcement Public Safety Committee.
6-4-0 against.
Budget Committee.
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
These are funds that were left over from previous year that would be used the current year.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-30. Resolution appropriating and amending the 2019-20 juvenile court budget by $192,000, revenues to come from state grant funds. Commissioner Ricky Jones.
Move for approval.
Commissioner Dwight Jones II. Law Enforcement Public Safety Committee.
6-4-0 against.
Budget Committee.
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
This funds 3 intensive probation officer positions.
Is there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-31. Resolution appropriating and amending the 2019-20 juvenile services budget by $1,207.29, revenues to come from state grant funds. Commissioner Ricky Jones.
Move for approval.
Commissioner Dwight Jones II. Law Enforcement Public Safety Committee.
6-4-0 against.
Budget Committee.
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
This is carryover funds for free legal clinic for families.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-32. Resolution appropriating and amending the 2019-20 juvenile court budget by $48,113.81. Revenues to come from state grant funds. Commissioner Ricky Jones.
Move for approval.
Commissioner Dwight Jones II. Law Enforcement and Public Safety.
6-4-0 against.
Budget Committee.
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
This is carryover funds for assessment specialist position.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Commissioner Hudson? There we go. Anyone wish to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-33. Resolution appropriating and amending the 2019-20 juvenile court budget by $100,000. Revenues to come from grant funds through the Office of Criminal Justice Program. Commissioner Ricky Jones.
Move for approval.
Commissioner Dwight Jones II. Law Enforcement and Public Safety Committee.
6-4-0 against.
Budget Committee.
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
This funds a diversion specialist position in alcohol and drug monitoring.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wish to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-34. Resolution appropriating the Williamson County Mayor, authorizing the Williamson County Mayor to sign a grant contract with the State of Tennessee Commission on Children and Youth and amending the 2019-20 juvenile court budget by $40,758. Revenues to come from state grant funds. Commissioner Ricky Jones.
Move for approval.
Commissioner Dwight Jones II. Budget Committee.
6-4-0 against.
All right. Law Enforcement. Budget Committee.
3 yes, 0 no.
Rushing through too fast. Explanation, please.
This is a grant for a position for a part-time assessment specialist, which will begin on October 1st.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Late filed resolution 9-19-41. Resolution appropriating and amending the 2019-20 Parks and Recreation budget by $75,561.50. Revenues to come from donations. Commissioner Osbrooks.
Move for approval.
Second.
Budget Committee. Commissioner
yes,
Smith, the
0
second.
no.
Budget Committee was 3-0. Explanation, please.
Yes, these are donations. Some of the donations will be used to purchase lawn products and maintenance of fields, as well as to offset expenses for special events, Tennessee Senior Olympics, and Camp Will.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, I'm sorry, press your,
So, and I may not be reading this right, but under revenues, it says there's $44,891.50 from donations, and then $30,000 from reserves. But the whereases say that it's $57,000 from donations and $18,000 from donations. So why do we have different numbers in the whereas to make it the $75,561 that we have in the actual revenues?
he's looking at her. That's what I was thinking.
The donation line and the revenues, current year revenues. The reserves is donations from the previous fiscal year that were unused being rolled forward. So they all are donations.
Okay, so in the first whereas where it's $57,000, which revenue line item did that one go into?
Last year, when we received donations, they go into that 101-486-104.
Okay,
And at the end of the fiscal year, if they are not used, they close into that reserve where it doesn't just fall into the general fund balance into our big pot of money. So one is your current year donations, and the reserves is the prior year donations that were unused.
so some of the donations that we're talking about in the first and second whereas weren't received just recently in this calendar year. They're rollovers from last
Right.
year?
Mhm.
We got them in the spring.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-14, resolution authorizing the Williamson County Mayor to enter into a contract with the State of Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services. Commissioner Smith?
Move for approval.
Second.
Commissioner Osbrooks, the second. Budget Committee?
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
This is a contract with the State Department that provides for a discounted rate for mental health evaluations, substance abuse evaluations between the county and the State Department.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wish to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-15, resolution authorizing the Williamson County Mayor to sign a contract for the consultant services to represent Williamson County's interests concerning state legislation. Commissioner Smith?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Herbert, the second. Budget Committee?
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
Funding for this was provided in the current year budget through our budget process. Most of you heard the explanation as we went through that. This is a local person who represents various interests at the state legislature and lives here in town. He will be looking out for our interest at the state legislature and helping us to keep track of those issues which may impact Williamson County.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wish to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-16. Resolution regarding amendment of the Williamson County Group Health Program concerning coverage of certain dependent children who are not disabled and dependent children who are disabled. Commissioner Smith?
Move for approval.
Second.
Commissioner Osbrooks, the second. Purchasing and Insurance Committee?
440 against.
Budget Committee?
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation?
If you look under the "be it further resolved" paragraph there, it gives you the detailed language that is going to be amended into our benefit program. This is to clarify the way that various dependents of retirees are taken care of under our insurance benefits plan.
Okay. Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-17. Wait a minute, let me read it first. Resolution to lower the speed limit along Meeks Road between Paytonsville Trinity Road and Arno Road in Williamson County. Commissioner Lathers. Commissioner Story the second. Highway Commission was 5-4-0 against. Budget Committee,
3 yes, 0 no.
explanation?
Thank you for sponsoring this. As a condition of approval for a residential development project, this lowers the speed limit, as explained in the resolution header, from 35 to 40.
Other way around.
I mean, 35 to 30. We're going to make him go faster. 35 to 30, thank you.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Light needs a battery. Anyone wish to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes.
Yes.
Resolution 9-19-20. Resolution in support of the 911 surcharge rate restoration and requesting support of the Tennessee General Assembly. Commissioner Jones, Ricky Jones.
Move for approval.
Commissioner Dwight Jones, the second. Emergency Communication Board was 7-4-0 against. Law Enforcement Public Safety.
6-4-0 against.
Budget Committee.
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
This is asking the General Assembly to go back to the 2013 levels of $1.50, which would mean if they did get this passed, it would be $548,000 or thereabout more for Williamson County.
The state does like a 2/3 vote to be considered. Our local representative would like to see a 2/3 vote. So, are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wish to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Late filed Resolution 9-19-35. Resolution authorizing the Williamson County Mayor to enter into a lease agreement with the Williamson County Rescue Squad. Commissioner Ricky Jones.
Move for approval.
Second.
Commissioner Dwight Jones, the second. Property Committee.
7-4-0 against.
Law Enforcement and Public Safety.
6-4-0 against.
Budget Committee.
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
This is a lease agreement with the rescue squad at Downs, at Goose Creek, and at Pinewood Road.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Oops. Opposed, your no. Commissioner Rainey? Anyone wish to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Late filed Resolution 9-19-36. Resolution declaring certain Williamson County-owned flak jackets from the Sheriff's Department as surplus to be disposed of in accordance with applicable law. Commissioner Ricky Jones.
Move for approval.
Commissioner Dwight Jones, the second. Law Enforcement and Public Safety Committee.
6-4-0 against.
Property Committee.
7-4-0 against.
Budget Committee.
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
Sheriff said these look like Vietnam era black jackets, and we have to go through this motion to get rid of them.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wish to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 9-19-37. Resolution declaring certain Highway Department property and equipment surplus property and authorizing the sale of the property and equipment at auction. Commissioner Dwight Jones? Commissioner Herbert II. Highway Commission was 5-4-0 against. Property Committee?
7-4-0 against.
Budget Committee?
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
This is their list, and normally probably gonna be scrapped, so. Highway Department's getting rid of it, we probably not usable for anything we can do anymore.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Late filed Resolution 9-19-39. Resolution accepting a donation of a 2004 Ford F-150 truck on behalf of Williamson County Animal Center. Commissioner Dwight Jones? Commissioner Osbrooks the second. Property Committee?
7-4-0 against.
Public Health Committee?
5-4-0 against.
Budget Committee?
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
This was a donated truck on behalf, from James Hill. We just appreciate him donating the truck to the Animal Control Center.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wishing to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Late filed Resolution 9-19-39. Resolution declaring certain Williamson County-owned property and equipment surplus property and authorizing the sale of the property and equipment. Commissioner Dwight Jones? Commissioner Smith II. Property Committee?
7-4-0 against.
Budget Committee?
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
As you can see, following on down, there's a list of vehicles and equipment that'll be auctioned off.
But the auction is on October 5th. Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wish to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, Ms. Anderson.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Late filed resolution number 9-19-40. Resolution authorizing the Williamson County Mayor to enter into a contract with the Regional Transportation Authority concerning the provisions of regional bus services. Commissioner Dwight Jones?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Smith II. Property Committee?
7-4-0 against.
Budget Committee?
3 yes, 0 no.
Explanation, please.
This is just a contract agreement that the mayor does, I think, every year.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Commissioner Sturgeon? Anyone wish to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
23 yes, 1 abstain.
1 no.
She voted no.
Okay, 23 yes, 1 no. Late resolution passes. Late filed resolution number 9-19-42. Resolution authorizing the Williamson County Mayor to grant a utility easement to Middle Tennessee Electric Membership Corporation, the property located on Fairview Boulevard. Commissioner Dwight Jones?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Ricky Jones, the second. This did not go to committee. Explanation, please.
This is just an easement agreement that anytime you deal with Middle Tennessee, that's what you're gonna get.
Are there any questions?
Don't file where you sign it.
Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Any wish to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. Late filed Resolution -9-19-43. Resolution in support of naming a bridge along Mac Hatcher Parkway as the Honorable Charles M. Sargent Jr. Memorial Bridge. Commissioner Morton?
Move approval.
Commissioner Matt Williams, the second. Did not go to any committees. Explanation, please.
Yes, Representative Whitson came to us along with Brandy Blanton with the city with the idea of naming the bridge along the Mac Hatcher extension, which is going to be connecting Hillsborough over to 96 through our district, naming that after Charles Sargent. He was instrumental in so many things, and one of his last acts was helping us get Mac Hatcher passed, and we thought this would be a great way to honor him.
Are there any questions? Matt, do you have anything to add?
No, just this resolution will accompany one from the city of Franklin as well to be presented to the General Assembly at the next session.
Are there any questions? Well, this one requires a 2/3 vote also. But they like, yeah. All right. Any questions? All right, we're ready to vote. If you're in favor, press your yes button. Opposed, your no. Anyone wish to change your vote, do so at this time. Record the vote, please.
24 yes, 0 no.
Resolution passes. I think that concludes the business. Are there any other announcements or concerns? We are adjourned.
A good job for that length of
Nine o'clock.
Mr. Chairman.
9 o'clock.